In a headline, one dead as Ogun confirms 25 cases of cholera in 7 local government areas. Ex-LG bosses defy police order, stage protests across councils. Flood again submerges Abuja popular Trademore estate. And on the foreign scene, flash flood hits Somalia's capital. Hello, welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Lilian Ogazi. And now to the news. The Ogun State government has confirmed 25 cases of cholera in several local government areas of the state, with 1 casualty from Ijebu North local government area in Ogun East Senatorial District. The State Commissioner for Health, Timi Koka, gave the figure in Abeokuta, the state capital, during a press briefing held at the Olusegun Osoba Press Center in the state. She said free surveillance and emergency treatment have been activated in all 20 local government areas of the state. She identified Abeokuta South, Abeokuta North, Obafemi Owode, Ijebu North, Ado-Ota local government areas as the most hit by the disease. While assuring the public of the preparedness of the state government and its development partners, she, however, asked residents to maintain a high level of personal and public hygiene to contain the spread of the disease. To support the state response, she said the state epidemiology unit is on high alert, adding that all LGA disease surveillance and notification officers have also intensified surveillance across all 20 local government areas. Meanwhile, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has raised an alarm over a falsified batch of Giga-S injection identified in Aba, Abia State. The falsified batch was purchased from a renowned store located at Ariara Market in Aba, Abia State. The Giga-S injection is indicated for the treatment of severe infections due to susceptible organisms including septicemia, pneumonia, and meningitis. Now, according to the agency, although this falsified batch product was identified in Abia State, it may likely have been distributed to other parts of the country through informal markets. NAFDAC, in a statement, implored importers, distributors, retailers, and healthcare providers to always exercise caution when using and purchasing medications. It also advised members of the public in possession of the above product to discontinue sale or use and submit stock to the nearest NAFDAC office. Former council chairmen of 21 out of the 23 local government areas in Rivers State on Monday staged a protest at their various council areas. In Buguma, the headquarters of Asari Toru local government, the former chairman Onyego Fori George, alongside his supporters, marched through the streets of the town, chanting songs in solidarity with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. They waved placards with inscriptions asking the police to continue occupying the council headquarters. Some of the inscriptions read, "Simi Fubara can't continue to act like he is. There is no vacancy in Asari Toru Council," among others. The pro-Wike LG bosses protested in their local council despite an advisory against protests issued by the Rivers State Police Command. Also in Abomena, the Akuku Toru local government council headquarters, some persons staged a protest backing the continued closure of the council premises by the police. The police took over the secretaries of the 23 LGAs in the oil-rich South last Tuesday, following the crisis that erupted over the 3-year tenure expiration of the former LGA chairman. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, has discountenanced the petition filed against the court by the pro-Wike Speaker of River State House of Assembly, Martins Amewule, to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, seeking to stall the hearing of a case seeking to declare his seat and those of 24 others vacant at the High Court in Port Harcourt. Both the party and others as plaintiffs in the suit are praying the Federal High Court holden in Port Harcourt to declare the seat of Amewule and 24 others vacant for the campaign from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. The suit, which was instituted sometime in December, has continued with legal fireworks with the PDP and the APC seeking to be joined as parties in the suit. When the court resumed on Monday for hearing, the court was confronted with a petition signed by Martin Amewule addressed to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, seeking the case to be reassigned to another court. However, the presiding judge, Palm, noted that in the first instance the petitioner has no motion, counter affidavit before him, adding that he is not yet known in the case. Palm in his ruling noted that the petitioner has not copied his petition on the plaintiffs. However, the presiding judge noted that in the first instance the petitioner has no motion. The judge who discountenanced the petition on the said grounds further adjourned till Friday 28 June for hearing of pending motions. Local hunters and vigilante operatives guarding the Kano Emir's palace at Gidam Rumfa have deserted the entire palace as operatives of police command in the state have taken over the security of the palace. The local hunters and vigilante operatives have been providing security to Gidam Rumfa, where the 16th Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, is currently occupying since his reinstatement and return to the palace. Checks by Trust TV on Monday morning revealed that the said security providers are nowhere to be found, as only police vehicles are stationed across all sections of the palace. Sanusi was rushed into the palace at about 2 a.m. by the state governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, alongside some government officials to prevent Bayero from returning to the palace. However, upon reaching Gidam Rumfa, Bayero had to move to Nasara Mini Palace, where he is still occupying and observing his traditional rites. While Bayero is provided with security operatives including the police, military and civil defense, Sanusi was provided by the state government, local hunters and vigilante who were mobilized from across the 44 local government areas of the state. As part of efforts to promote peace and mass agricultural production, the Correspondent Chapel of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in Plateau State, in collaboration with Operation Safe Haven, has hosted a peace summit in Barkin-Ladi local government area of Plateau State. Theme: promoting inter-ethnic and inter-religious dialogue towards ensuring food security in Plateau State. Stakeholders in the peace summit are calling for collective effort in dealing with insecurity in the states.
Summit is part of our modest contribution towards the peace efforts of the state government and the security agencies, particularly the Operation Safe Haven. Beyond reporting security issues, we felt the need to bring young people of different tribes and religions from troubled communities in Mangu, Bokos, Barkin-Ladi, Riom, and Jos South LGAs to fashion our best ways towards a peaceful coexistence.
Recall that last year, our dear communities could not cultivate their farmland optimally due to displacement of communities from their ancestral homes. This summit is therefore apt as it will provide the avenue for discussion towards fostering understanding, build trust, and create way for collective solution to food insecurity in Plateau State.
There should be a policy to protect food, such as we protect animals in reserves. So food has no tribe, it has no language. The third point is that what we cannot create, we cannot eliminate.
They put among the Fulani, they put among the Below, they put among the Muslims, when they join us to fight the criminal, irrespective of his religion, tribe, I think this crisis will stop.
And I appreciate you for coming up with this topic, so that young people who are always a veritable tool in perpetrating crimes and associated activities to be inculcated or be reminded as to the importance of peaceful coexistence.
The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory FCT has discharged the senator representing Bayelsa Central Senatorial District, Benson Kombowe, who was charged with certificate forgery. Kombowe of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) was arraigned before the court on March 26, 2024 on 3 counts in which he was among others accused of forging an exception certificate for the National Youth Service Corps. Justice Christopher Oba discharged Kombowe and struck out the charge shortly after the prosecuting lawyer Ruben Egwuaba applied to discontinue the prosecution. Egwuaba told the court that the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, who earlier issued him a fiat to prosecute the case, has withdrawn the fiat and directed him to withdraw the charge. Egwuaba consequently applied to withdraw the charge, an application defense lawyer Chris Uche did not oppose. Justice Oba, who elected to strike out the charge, however, rejected Uche's application that the charge be dismissed. The Kano State Judicial Service Commission has recalled 3 magistrates from their duties and issued warning to 1 other court register. According to the spokesperson of the Kano State Judiciary, Babajibo Ibrahim, the action is against Chief Magistrate Talatu Makama of the Magistrate Court No. 29, Senior Magistrate Rabi Abdulkadir of Magistrate Court No. 48, and Senior Registrar Abu Nasir of the Appeal Section of the High Court in Kano. He said, sequel to the findings of the Judiciary Public Complaints Committee in respect to 3 petitions, the committee established acts of misconduct against the 3 magistrates. Ibrahim said the commission will continue to apply appropriate sanctions against any erring staff, particularly those saddled with judicial responsibilities, in order to safeguard the integrity and accountability of the judicial system and maintain the confidence of the public. These disciplinary actions, he noted, underscores the Judicial Service Commission's commitment to maintaining higher standards of judicial conduct and ensuring the integrity of the legal system. Abuja's popular estate, Trademore, has again been submerged by flood. Recall that the flooding in the state has been perennial occurrence every rainy season, which made the Federal Capital Territory Administration promise to tackle it. The Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, had announced last year that it would demolish structures on waterways in the estate and other estates across the FCT. But residents of those affected areas vehemently opposed the decision of the government and went to challenge in courts. In a statement signed by the FCD Executive Director Shehu Ahmed, he said the structures in communities such as Trademore Estates disrupting the natural water flow were responsible for flooding recorded in some parts of the city. He said, despite the administration's marking many buildings in the estate for demolition, the occupants refused to vacate. NIMET's weather outlook released at the weekend in Abuja forecasted morning thunderstorms over north-central states in places like Plateau, Nasarawa, FCT, Benue, and Niger during the morning hours. However, the FCT Emergency Management Department on Monday morning said it has placed its vanguards and the local emergency management committees in the 6th Area Council on alert following early warnings of possible flooding in the territory. A statement by the head of Public Affairs FCT Management Department, Nkechi Issa, added that the FCT may not experience flooding. Meanwhile, the FCT Management Department has warned that a primary school with about 500 pupils, management and staff is sitting on the water channel at Trademore Estate, Lugbe, describing it as a disaster waiting to happen. A statement from Nkechi Issa, head public affairs of the department, also appealed to residents of about 116 houses marked for demolition at Trademore in 2023 to relocate. The statement dismissed as untrue media reports that 2 persons lost their lives at a devastating flood at Trademore Estate, Lugbe on Monday. A video trending on social media on Monday morning alleged that 2 persons were swept away by flood at Trademore. The statement noted that the Acting Director General of FEMED, Florence Dawon, after an assessment of affected areas at Trademore, declared that no life was lost. According to Florence, the houses submerged by the Monday's flood were part of the 116 structures marked for demolition in 2023 when Trademore was declared a disaster zone. She stated that the FCTA was prevented from removing the structures by a court injunction instituted by the Association of Residents of Trademore. This is news updates coming to you from Trust TV. Coming up, Bauchi community laments as blackout hits 1 year. More news when we return Tuesday.
Attention loyal readers, exciting news coming your way. That's right. Starting from the first weekend in July 2024, we're bringing you something special. We're saying goodbye to Daily Trust on Sunday and hello to the all-new Weekend Trust. Every Saturday, beginning July 6, 2024, get ready for a richer, redesigned weekend reading experience. Weekend Trust will be your perfect weekend companion, packed with all the news, views, and analysis you love. Missing the Sunday edition? No worries. Weekend Trust will fill the gap and more. And don't forget, you can stay up to date with breaking news on our website at www.dailytrust.com. Mark your calendars for Saturday, July 6, 2024. Weekend Trust is coming out soon and you won't want to miss out.
You're welcome back if you're just joining us. This is news updates coming to you from Trust TV. Let's take a look at our headline stories again. One dead as Ogun confirms 25 cases of cholera in several local government areas. Ex-local government bosses defy police order, stage protests across councils. Now moving on. Nigeria faces a growing wave of asymmetrical security challenges that threatens its national stability. These threats, characterized by unconventional tactics and diverse actors, have complicated the nation's security landscape. Habibat Ajayi reports.
Nigeria is currently grappling with a series of security threats that are disrupting peace and stability across the country. Unlike traditional security threats, which typically involve direct military confrontations between states, asymmetrical threats are marked by irregular tactics employed by non-state actors. These include terrorism, insurgency, kidnapping, and cybersecurity, amongst others. Security experts argue that addressing these asymmetrical threats required a multifaceted approach, which involves tackling the root causes such as poverty, unemployment, and social inequality to achieve long-term solutions.
At one level, it is that of the attitude of the larger society that no longer realizes the connection between local intelligence supplied by civilians and the ability of the military and the security forces to utilize that intelligence for effective national security, to ensuring the integrity of national security. So at the level of target asymmetry, value asymmetry on all fronts, and then funding challenges, and then in addition to fake news. So all of that together, these are challenges. The business of the round table is to get credible individuals, institutions and institutes and platforms as strategic partners to drive objective, honest conversation about Nigeria with a focus on solutions, not description.
First, James Mayam, a retired major, emphasized should be on the need for comprehensive reforms in the security sector.
Because I can tell you, like for the Nigerian army, they are doing a whole lot for this country. We are losing personnel every day, making a lot of sacrifice in trying to contain the asymmetric challenges that all of a sudden are facing our country, Nigeria, but it is not all about that. Because you have to think about the causative factors of this asymmetric challenges. What are the causative factors? And most of them revolve around governance issues. So what the army can do at best are kinetic operations. And indeed, these kinetic operations only create conditions for other processes, peace building, peace enablers to take place.
As Nigeria continues to navigate these complex asymmetrical security challenges, the importance of adaptive and innovative approaches cannot be overstated. Stakeholders say collaborative efforts between the government, security agencies, and communities will be crucial in restoring stability and safeguarding the nation's future. Habibat Ajayi, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now moving on, a community popularly known as Primary School Community in Sabo Nerabe area of Toro local government area of Bauchi State is appealing to the state and federal government to restore electricity supply to the community, which has suffered blackout for 1 year. According to the community, the prolonged lack of electricity has severely impacted the community's daily life. Ado Musa completes the story.
The community, which comprises hundreds of homes, had complained that in July last year, staff from the Just Electricity Distribution Company removed their transformer, allegedly for repairs. According to the community, The staff promised to return the 500 kVA transformer within 2 days but has yet to do so, leaving the community in darkness. Initially, we had power in the community, but some staff of Jos Electricity Distribution Company in charge of the area came and removed the transformer. This is almost a year now, and the transformer has not been returned, and no reason has been given. We called them severally, but they didn't bring it back. We are appealing to the management of the company to restore the transformer and by extension, electricity. We have been subjected to total blackout after our transformer was taken away by staff of Jos Electricity Distribution Company. We have reported the case to the headquarters, yet nothing has been done about it. This is the receipt of the transformer. It was given to us by the Bauchi State Government. It is a 500 kVA transformer. At the beginning, they told us they will return it in 2 days' time after repairs, but they haven't brought it till now, and we have not heard anything from them. We reported the matter to the headquarters, yet nothing has been done. The residents say the situation has also taken a toll on the community's safety as business activities has been crippled. They are therefore calling on the management of the company to come to their aid. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Now moving on, Nigerians have resorted to loans as one of their survival strategies as a report by the Central Bank of Nigeria says consumer credits jumped by 12% to approximately 3.9 billion naira in January 2024, riding on the back of majorly heightened inflation. According to the Apex Bank's latest monthly economic report, the total consumer credit outstanding increased to 3.82 billion naira in January 2024. The report further explained that a disaggregation of consumer credit revealed that personal loans increased by 14.3% to 3.28 billion naira from 2.64 billion naira in December 2023. Retail loans rose by 4% to 795 billion naira as personal loans accounted for 79% of consumer credit, while retail loans accounted for 21%. Consumer credit as a share total of credit from online data capture systems, however, declined to about 7% from 8% in the preceding month, the report added. This is as the headline inflation rate as provided by the National Bureau of Statistics hit 33.95% in May, forcing the Apex Bank to hike the interest rate consecutively to 26.25%. And now moving to stories on the foreign scene, Mogadishu, the capital city of Somalia, has again experienced devastating flash floods that have transformed streets into difficult-to-pass waterways. Residents reported that a sudden bulge in the road, which rose to knee height in some areas, caused significant damage to properties and infrastructure, leading to fears around safety. The frequency and severity of such floods in the city have increased over the years, raising concerns about the impact of climate change. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the frequency of extreme weather events like droughts and floods in these regions has significantly increased due to global warming. These climatic changes, coupled with existing challenges like political instability and poverty, amplify the impacts of such disasters. One person has died and dozens were injured during a crash at an election rally for Rwanda's President Paul Kagame, officials say. Campaigning for July's general election began on Saturday, with Mr. Kagame holding 2 rallies in northern Rwanda over the weekend. The crash happened on Sunday in Rubavu district, where 37 people were injured, 4 of whom were hospitalized with serious injuries, a statement from the Ministry of Local Government said. It apologized to the deceased family, adding that the medical team on site did everything possible. Kagame is running for a 4th term. He has been the country's de facto leader since 1994, when his then rebel group, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, seized power at the end of the genocide directed at members of his Tutsi ethnic group. The 66-year-old president has faced criticism from right groups for cracking down on the opposition, but he has fiercely defended Rwanda's record on human rights, saying his country respects political freedom. And in sport, the Nigerian Football Federation has announced that the grand finale of the country's oldest cup competition will now take place at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Lagos, on Sunday, 29th June 2024. Earlier scheduled for the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, which would have seen the city host the final for the first time in the competition's history, the NMF and GTI announced on Sunday that they have opted for the good old venue on Lagos Island, which hosted the final competition consecutively between 1945 and 1972. The last grand finale to take place at the famous venue was also a memorable one. This year's grand finale will see Rivers Angels confront Niger Hotels in the women's event, while Abia Warriors take on El Kanemi Warriors in the men's event. The hope of Nigeria's women's beach volleyball team to reach the Olympic Games in Paris was finally dashed on Sunday evening. Team Nigeria had earlier in the day defeated their counterparts from Cape Verde 2-0 to set up a final clash against high-flying Egypt. They started the final strongly and dominated the first stanza, eventually securing a 21-15 win. The North Africans came back stronger and better in the second half and claimed a 16-21 win. The Nigerians came back stronger in the deciding set, but the Egyptians did enough to claim a 15-8 victory. This means that Egypt will represent the continent in the Olympic Games in Paris, France. With that, we've come to the end of News Update here on Trust TV. Do well to follow us across all our social media platforms for more news programs and documentaries. Thanks for watching. I am Lilian Okazi.